Yo. Hey, Nicky Six Dicks over there. All right, everybody. Nicky Six Dicks here
Yikes.
with Johnny Two Times in the corner.
Hey, how you doing?
Clearly it's Punctuality Day again on the podcast.
It's fun.
Funny.
Fun.
kids love us.
Fun.
Everyone.
But
Moms
do
and
they?
dads
All the
love us.
children's. The children's.
Moms and dads and grandpas and grandmas all love
They
us.
all love us. They like
What
that.
the hell are they talking about now, Mildred?
I think he said something about Nicky's Six Dicks.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh my!
So how we making out, guys? Everybody good? Everybody
Am
good
I
out
loud?
there?
Am I too hot?
Talking to a Kevin. He coming in hot tonight.
I am coming in hot tonight.
The kid is hot tonight. But where will he be tomorrow? I mean, that's what you have to say.
right.
These are the questions that we try to answer here
I just,
on the Loudini Rock and Roll
I
Circus.
just hope you're
Yeah.
with me when it's over.
Oh my God. Stop.
You know, when it's over, I'll just be working for the weekend.
Oh boy! Yo, boy! This is why we get paid the big bucks.
I thought when it's over, when that song came out, I thought that was like one of the baddest tunes ever. I love that guitar.
Yeah, it's a turn.
Yeah, that, you know.
Yes.
I just thought that was sick.
Young
Michael
man, I
Goltz is on.
concur. Who?
Michael Goltz is on.
Michael!
He said, "Hey, Lou,"
Hey, Michael.
because we're here too, yo.
And we are going to be
Yeah, well.
talking about one of Michael's favorite people.
Oh.
So,
We're not talking about me.
wow, good.
Look at you.
Hey, look, I really got one in.
Oh boy, you know I only get so much time to talk with you two.
That's right.
Wow.
You're so busy. You're so busy looking at your phone.
I'm so busy shaking my head,
rolling your eyes.
smacking my forehead on the microphone.
I wonder why.
Why ask why?
Just don't understand.
Raven and Wolf are here.
Would either one of you
Hello.
like a piece of chocolate?
I
No,
would
no
not.
gracias.
Thank
No
you.
gracias. No mas. No mas.
Okay, well, have it your way. We'll just pretend it's Burger King. I want some fries.
Chicken fries.
Chicken fries. That just sounds...
Michael, would have been funny had you spelled my name right when you said Lily who.
Lily who?
Oh, well, Letty who. Your name has become a, what? What do you call that when people say Lily who? And what's that? That's not onomatopoeia. That's like, what is that?
It's not a palindrome. Because if you say it forward and backward, it's different.
It's the thing where it's not the... Yeah, I don't know. It's a nickname.
Yeah, it's a nickname. Lily who.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. By the sound of the magical spooky chimes, the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus must begin.
That's what they call that, huh?
And it's
They
spooky
tried.
chime.
Spooky chime.
They
Okay.
tried.
Oh, this is what I want to tell you. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves for just one more minute.
Yes, Lou.
I have this broken out into segments.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Let's see how that works. Wish us luck, everybody.
So, what I'm going to try to do is make a note of the time.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is going to work.
Would
And-
you like a pen?
I got that.
Okay.
Make note of the time.
Would you like some paper?
This one.
Okay, I got some.
You can't have that pin. That's
mine.
Lily Who's.
Make note of the time so we can create podcast segments. So there'll be different.
cute.
So it'll be like little segments that we can split up and do stuff with, especially with YouTube. I think it would go better on YouTube if we had that broken.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Lou, you're
So.
fucking brilliant.
I'm just figuring
damn
out
it.
shit that like other people have been doing for 10 years.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm just like, okay, how you boys and girls doing? Everybody okay? I think we have good levels. Can you, if you ever, everybody can hear everybody. I'm
Pretty sure we
guys
would
are
have
all
had someone say
making,
something
yeah, you guys are all
bad.
making smart ass comments back and forth. So you must be able to hear us. Okay, so all right, let me grab. I got that. I need my. There you are. Are you intro music. Come to me. Yes.
So odd that half my drink's gone already.
Come to
Baby, come to me. That is not the intro song.
No?
No, that is not. No. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not going to be it. It's not going to work like that today is what I'm trying to say.
What do you mean?
Conversation without us.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out.
Much
how
like most
See,
of
I have
the
I have
podcasts
three
we do.
things I need to kind of turn on all simultaneously.
Oh.
So I'm trying to get the windows out of the way and still be able to read what I need to read. And blah blah blah.
Click button.
Yeah. So
Click that
I'm
button.
having some
Double click.
organizational just
Triple
yeah.
clicking.
Just want to make sure I'm good. Okay, I think we can do it. Check check check. Okay, let's try.
Loosen up.
In 5, 4, 3. On this week's Loudini Rock and Roll Circus podcast, we're going to tell you all about 10 artists who got a royal screwing from their record label, publisher, or other business people who were supposed to be helping them watch their business. Get ready to rock out with your talk out. It's the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. We need to make a music video to that.
No,
You know what I mean? That's kind of dancing around. You know what I mean?
No, because there's that whole I don't know.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
scares
Where
me.
we all. Well, I was thinking for there, we'll get one of those. You know, what's that place you go to buy? You know those things. You know, adult.
Red Robin.
No, you don't go to Red Robin.
No.
What are you? Are you some kind of?
Go
You're
to that
some kind of
place to buy-
pre-vet at something?
I'm
Go to
hungry.
that place
I'm
to buy
hungry.
those things, Lou.
Yeah, that you get a little
Honestly.
more specific.
Use your words.
Use your big boy words. Come on now.
Like Sassy Sensations.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
You go to play there. You're gonna get one of them ones that like shoots. You know, like milkshakes. You
What?
know. During that part,
Holy
it'll be going off.
Holy. Wow.
Oh, good.
Are you
Yeah, you
kidding?
go. You go. We'll wait right here for you.
You think that I could have an opportunity to do something like this and not make a masturbation joke?
True. True. True.
There's a band name, Masturbation Joke. All right.
Oh my.
You're listening to Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
Duh.
In case you haven't figured that out yet, I apologize. We didn't do a proper intro. We'll do 2 on next week's
Oh, there you
show.
go.
We'll make up
Yeah,
for it
yeah,
there. So shout out great to all the fans out there of the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com, as well as LouLombardiMusic.com to find all the Loudini goodies, if you will. Things like merchandise, our YouTube library, links to different playlists that we have, and all sort of fun things like that can be found at either LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com or LouLombardiMusic.com. It is the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, and it wouldn't be the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus without the help of some fine folks, including Wolf's Customs. Wolf's Customs is where you go to get custom. Man, I hate to just say paint job because it's art really. It's you want custom artwork on your musical instrument. Chris Thunderwolf Dotson does an amazing job. He's a very, very talented dude, and I'm really glad that he's part of the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus family. But you can find them on all social media platforms, specifically Facebook, as well as wolfscustoms.online. And of course, we have to give our shout out to Rock Rage Radio. We love those guys, and you want to go to rockrageradio.com, download the app. Not only do you hear great programming like the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, but it's great music programming 24/7. So if you love great music content, that is what you want to check out. Download the app. It's totally free. rockrageradio.com. Okay, and speaking of Rock Rage Radio, we do have the power trio in the studio tonight, including the another Rock Rage Radio personality, Lily V6, what's
oh,
up?
hi. I just saw Dirty Honey last night.
Oh my.
Oh wow, how'd that go?
That sounds like something you need to go wash up.
That's something you get at Sassy Sensation.
It
There
is.
you
It is
are.
Dirty Honey.
Also, Mammoth WVH, both very
oh,
fantastic
awesome.
bands. I recommend them.
And what venue was this soiree?
They were at the Roxy Inn in McKees Rocks.
Ooh. Oh
Way
my.
down there.
Ooh, that made me feel kind of hot.
Oh boy.
My pants are getting tight.
Sorry.
There it is.
Sorry about
Oh my God, we're gonna talk about what we all did as well. So Lily V6 from Rock Rage Radio, Hot Licks with Lily 6 on Thursdays at 6.
Yes.
It's all 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6,
It makes
6.
the most sense.
And Pittsburgh Kevin, as always,
Hey,
happy to have you.
Hello. I'd like to say hello to each and every one of you.
That's
Hello,
gonna take
hello,
a while.
hello.
There's four watching.
There's 4 watching.
Oh, I don't know what that was, but okay.
That's Satan telling you to cool your shit out.
Sounded like a gremlin.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, Satan's Gremlins.
He's band
They're
name.
no, band name or like a horror name, like a horror movie, like
Satan's
so
Gremlins.
okay. So Lily, you saw some Royal Honey and some
No, I saw some Dirty Honey.
Dirty Honey, and you saw some
Mammoth WVH.
Mammoth.
There you go.
Oh, the Wolfgang.
Wolfgang, yes.
Wolfie.
And I did listen to I went to didn't know what to expect, but it's very 90s-esque, but it's really good. I loved it. He wails on the guitar just like his dad does, and he does the singing. And it was just super fun. They had a lot of energy. I loved it.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for Wolfie, and I'm glad that the show was good and that you liked it and everything. Yeah.
Good stuff. I have to write a formal review soon.
Formal.
It was really good. The music was loud.
It
You
was
sang
loud.
real good.
I was right up front.
Of course.
The only new music news I have for you guys is I'm in a new band.
Oh.
And this band doesn't have a name, so that's just give me a contest to name our band.
There you go.
So
help us.
so we're gonna be announcing that very soon. But you get to name my band. We're playing. We're not gonna do it like originals or anything like that. We're just gonna go out and play like great like heavy rock from like the classic rock era 80s and 90s and some 2000 stuff. So just gonna be big, good, loud guitar rock band having fun. And I'll have more on that coming up. So that was my kind of music thing.
Very good.
As some of you may know, I do love the movies.
We all know.
I know I love the movies, and I saw a bunch of movies.
Oh. Do tell.
I rewatched Serial Mom.
Yes.
Yes.
We've never seen it. The third act when the courtroom that's might be some of the funniest filmmaking in the history of film. It's just amazing. If you've never seen it, check it out. I watched another movie with Willem Dafoe. I think that Willem Dafoe and Nick Cage are in a contest to who can make the weirdest movies.
That's legit.
This movie is called Siberia. It came out last summer, and I have no idea what in the world I watched. It does not have like a
Plot.
right. No, it doesn't. It's not like a traditional narrative.
right.
But the premise is he's this guy. Okay, there's a little controversy. Is he in like way northern Canada or is he in Siberia? The movie's called Siberia, but there's something else in the movie that makes you think this might be in Canada. I don't want to tell the whole thing, but he owns this like way station up in the mountains where if you're on a trail and you need to stop and get maybe a shot of whiskey, maybe some supplies, some feed for your reindeer, whatever the fuck you have up in that place.
Were there reindeer?
And all kinds. And he lives completely by himself, and he can board people too. So if you come and you're late night, you need to stay over, he can do that, And so he's there, and he's completely, totally fucking alone, and he's obviously been there for many years, and. The best I can tell you, this is a kind of maybe a descent into madness or a kind of like because something about 12 minutes in, something so random happens. It takes you completely by fucking surprise. And then from there, you're like, okay, what the fuck is happening? And then it immediately goes back to like kind of boring him like washing the bar off. You know what I mean? Like, and then another even more bizarre thing happens. So it's like a kind of like, what more bizarre thing is going to happen next? And that's kind of what the movie is. You have to check it out for yourself. If you like that kind of thing, it is beautifully shot, amazing cinematography. Willem Dafoe is fucking amazing in it. But if you like that kind of thing, we want to check it out. And I started watching. I've not finished 666.
Okay.
You know about this?
Yeah.
This is this horror comedy made by the fucking Foo Fighters.
Studio
Yeah.
666. Yeah.
And it is
Interesting.
it's completely stupid.
Yep.
It is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in the history of dumb shit. However, it's wildly entertaining at the same time.
Yeah.
But if you're not a Foo Fighters fan, you either love goofy horror comedies or you love the Foo Fighters. Those are the only people that are gonna dig this movie. Like, if you don't like the Foo Fighters, like, you're gonna be
Probably
like,
shouldn't.
you're gonna be kind of like yawn. You know, you're gonna be like, this is dumb. I don't get it. But if you like the Foo Fighters, I mean, Dave Grohl, he's trying his best. He's a terrible actor. I mean, no, he is terrible.
Yeah, they all are.
But
Or are they? Is it all tongue in cheek? Are they being campy, do you think?
oh no, he's definitely being campy, but he's still terrible.
But he's still
You have
terrible.
to see.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Haven't seen
It's
it. I'll
like,
watch
did
it
you ever see The
eventually.
Room?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's like that guy.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, what are you
there's
like?
another one I need
yeah,
to get. Yeah.
it's like that dude. It's
Oh,
kind of like that, you know.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi, John.
I never hit her, I swear. Oh, hi, Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hi,
Blue
Mark.
Cross. So, yeah. But anyways, yeah. So that's it. We could talk about it. I have a bunch of stuff. I'm on a Nick Cage jag at the moment. But
You gonna go see the new Nick Cage film?
Of course, yes.
Of course.
He's like in his like newfound glory.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's good to see. Like,
Pig
but
was really good.
yeah, I thought Pig was
really
good.
liked Pig.
I like Color Out of Space. I like the did you see Mandy?
You ask me that every week, and
that's the
every
one I keep
I say
forgetting.
It's
no.
Yeah.
well, actually, all these movies are violent as fuck. What's the one where he's cleaning up the the premise is he has to clean up this bar or this like it's like a kind of no, it's not a bar, it's like a Chuck E. Cheese kind of place, and he'll get his car fixed, you know, in exchange for doing this. And he doesn't speak one time in the whole movie. He doesn't say one thing, and it's really interesting movie. It's a horror, it's a horror comedy because these like Chuck E. Cheese creatures like come to life, and yeah, and then like there's some teenagers that sneak in. It's a whole thing. Wow. It's fun. It's like crazy fun, very very gory. But check it out. So I'm just bullshitting with you guys. So we want to talk about these artists that have had these terrible experiences.
Terrible.
Now, I am not sure how we should do this. I want to explain exactly how the music industry works.
Well, you should do that first,
Well, wait a minute. It
okay.
might be interesting though to like do it from the artist's perspective first.
Okay.
Then circle back and say, but au contraire, mon frère. There's another side to it, right? The human experience is very nuanced. So why don't we do it? Let's throw caution to the wind and let's do it that way. So
You
so
want to start with the
yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about, well, you know, maybe it's not a good idea.
You're hurting my brain, just so you know.
Go ahead and start.
So my first one on here is going to be Cougar versus Mellencamp. Indiana singer-songwriter John Mellencamp's manager Tony DeVries, who helped turn David Bowie into a superstar, forced Mellencamp to perform under the stage name Johnny Cougar,
Little Johnny Cougar, oh, he's a nice boy. Yes.
and later John Cougar, because DeVries felt Mellencamp's actual last name wasn't marketable. I think it is. I think he's wrong. Anyway, it was.
Well, it turned out that he was wrong,
Yeah.
but who would have thunk it?
The first album, Chestnut Street Incident, was released by MCA in '76, but was a commercial failure. Mellencamp recorded a follow-up album, The Kid Inside. MCA dropped him from the label, and Mellencamp ended his business relationship with DeFries. Cougar signed a deal with Riva Records, which continued to require him to use John Cougar's stage name. In 1982, he had a #1 hit with Jack and Diane, and #2 hit with Hurt So Good. The music videos became staples on MTV. Suddenly, the Kid Inside record from '78 that DeFries refused to release started to look a lot more valuable to him, and he released it in '83 to cash in on Cougar's newfound popularity.
Does that have I Need a Lover?
That I don't know. I didn't write down everything on the.
Well, that's the song that Pat Benatar covered.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I need a lover.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's the Mellencamp.
Because of Cougar's success throughout the 80s, Riva allowed him to add his actual last name to his stage name. He performed as John Cougar Mellencamp. In 1991, his then current label, Mercury Records, finally allowed him to drop the Cougar from his stage name, and he's been performing as just plain old John Mellencamp ever since. That is all I have for that.
I got some.
Yeah, it was interesting.
And I hear he's like horrible to work with. Like from a backstage perspective, I guess since he's a shorter gentleman, everybody has to look down when he walks by. This is what I've heard from people who have worked backstage.
Huh.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That would explain why I got kicked off the tour when I said, "But John, I look up to you," and they're like, "You're out of here." I felt really bad. I'm like, oh.
This is coming from people who worked at Star Lake, so, which is in Pittsburgh, or Burgettstown, Pennsylvania, for those of you listening not from here.
Hey, it's
There it is.
it's Honky the Clown.
Honky
the Clown's in the studio.
Enter Honky the Clown.
Honky the Clown.
Honky, how you doing, Honky?
Can we not do the clowns?
Sorry, Lily.
Send in the clowns.
Now I'm gonna drink more.
You know, if that guy from Typo Negative hadn't died, he should have done a cover of that's not a good sentence to start this with. He should do another cover of Send in the Clowns. I think Typo could have done a totally stoner rock version of that, no problem. But yeah, crazy Mellencamp. I remember just being very, very confused about that.
Yeah.
However, I liked the music. I didn't care. Well, I didn't care what he was called. There were jokes, I think, on Saturday Night Live and stuff like that about what's his name this week and stuff like that. There was all that sort of thing going on. But it didn't bother me one bit. But his story, I had read about because he became popular at the time that I was starting to really go, man, I was really craving doing something in music. I wanted to be in music. So I read about his story as kind of a cautionary tale or a kind of, but I don't recall, and Lily, I don't know if you have it in your notes, I don't recall how personally he felt about that. He seemed to be just sort of plugging through it and making music, no matter what his name was called.
Yeah, I don't think it really.
It wasn't I don't think, but I know he didn't like it. I know he didn't think that it was cool and it was annoying. And
well, I mean, if you have to look down when he walks by, I'm sure changing his name sort of pissed him off a little bit. To Cougar.
Yeah. Well, speaking of guys named John, at the bottom of this pit lies a big man.
Oh my.
Big John.
Big John.
No, I'm not going to be talking about Big John. You know who sang Big John?
No, I don't.
Jimmy Dean.
Really? I love this
he went
sausage.
I know he's a
Knew
sausage
that was
man.
coming.
I love Big Jimmy Dean sausage.
That's delicious.
Oh, Jimmy. Sweet Jimmy Dean. So, if I could see that, that's what I want now. I want a girl who will say to me, Jimmy or Jimmy Dean.
Wow, sir. Sweet or spicy? You got a choice.
Oh my God.
I always hate when you go and you're getting breakfast, right? And you order. You're looking at the thing and you're looking at the sausage and it looks really good. And you want the sausage, and they get you and they forget to ask you if you want links or patties, and they just give you patties, and you're like,
And
mother.
obviously, you get super upset about that.
That's one of them things in life. That's the first world problems.
There's one thing I hate in this world.
But then, are you
I
also the
guess.
person getting mad when she's asking you 500 questions with your order?
No, I'm fine. I like to get it the way I want it and not have to deal with
Then
that.
I guess you
if
gotta go to
can.
Burger King.
Yeah, damn it.
I got you. Damn it.
And even then, they'll get it wrong.
Okay, this is from a really old article that I'm grabbing some facts from, but it is after these events took place. Now, one like stands of classic rock, like play one of their songs, and almost everybody from like little kids to grandma and grandpa,
Yeah.
or grandpa and grandpa. These days it could be grandpa and grandpa.
saying.
Look, we're very
We're
like
inclusive.
inclusive here.
Yes,
That's the word I
yes.
was looking
We're very
for.
inclusive.
And their songs start. Everybody knows the words. Match for some reason you like singing. You know, you're singing right along.
Yep.
And you know the words. And of course, I am speaking about the ubiquitous Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Oh, all right then.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them.
I'm still looking up ubiquitous.
Better known as CCR. I do know people that do not know that. And then when you say CCR, oh, I know
yeah.
CCR.
Oh,
I'm like,
CCR, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know people didn't know one from the other.
yeah. So like when I say CCR, Kevin, what song comes to your mind?
The
Just pick,
Fortunate Son.
when I say CCR, what comes to your mind?
I don't know.
Lila?
My brain's broken now.
Wow. See, Lily, not one CCR song.
I don't really like that.
How about Creedence Clearwater Revival?
Sorry, guys, I'm getting froggy. Froggy.
Did they do Heard It Through the Grapevine? Is that one of theirs, or is that just
They did.
Fogerty?
They did
Okay.
They did
cover
cover
of it,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They did a couple things like that.
I don't know if it's Fogerty or if it's CCR.
Yeah,
so
right.
That's the thing
That's
where I
fine.
get confused.
So, and that this is the thing. Fantasy Records owned all his stuff.
Gotcha.
So he signed one of these deals, and he thought like we were all going to kind of like, you know, one for all and all for one, and it's all going to work out.
Is this Fogerty
For
we're talking about? Okay.
Yeah. So he has this deal. He has this deal with did 6 albums, you know, and of course, you know, of all this time, and he has this deal where it turns out that like in the fine print, he doesn't really own any of his own stuff.
Oh.
They have total control over it. So anytime he does anything, they get all the money or like most of the money. Mm-hmm. And he is like getting really pissed, and he just could not get out of this deal. They like freaking owned him. So he like quits music totally, and he goes like hides out, you know,
In
and
the
then
swamp.
eventually, he's able to put out music again, and he does Old Man Down the Road.
Okay.
Fantasy Records sues him because he sounds too much like Creedence
That's
Clearwater
right.
Revival.
That's right.
For real? That's a thing?
It was a total thing. He got sued for sounding too much like himself.
Wow.
Wow.
That's great.
I mean, like, if that don't beat all,
It does.
that's one of the like
That's
the
kinda
strangest stories. Yeah, in the bizarre self-plagiarism case, Fantasy and its boss Saul Zenitz claimed that Fogerty's 85 song Old Man Down the Road was merely his old Creedence song Run Through the Jungle with a new title. The label wouldn't have been able to bring suit if Fogerty hadn't sold them the rights to his old material, something any aspiring pop star would be strenuously advised not to do in more artist-friendly days. Fogerty won the case, but then had to jump through further legal hoops to win back $1.3 million in costs.
Wow.
You know, he couldn't play his when he came back out and he did like Old Man Down the
Yeah,
Road and he
yeah,
had those like hits. when he would tour, like people wanted
To
to hear
hear,
Creed
yeah.
songs, and he could not play them.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I can't play my songs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that sucks.
And and just John's just had a rough time of it legally. I mean, his whole career is one lawsuit after another, including all kind of legal battles with his brother Tom, who died, and they never reconciled. It's whatever really happened there. Like we're never really gonna know. What that was all about. So just unfortunate. However, it is some of the most iconic music, and it's heard widely today. It's in so many movies. Whether it's a period thing or not, there's somebody's crowbar and some Creed's Clearwater Revival song in somewhere.
Yep.
So it's unfortunate, but and it's also like bizarre. It's bizarre. That's a really weird story.
That sucks.
Being like sued for sounding
for
too much like
sounding like
yourself.
You need to stop sounding like you. Sorry.
So, do you have someone else you want to talk about?
Mom's watching. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
The Jackson 5. Sold.
ABC.
Yes, sold massive number of records for Motown. 70s. The band worked tirelessly. They released 3 albums in 1970 alone. Unfortunately for the band, they only earned 2.8% royalties on their record sales and had no creative control over the music the band was recording. Because the Jackson 5 songs were originally written by Motown's in-house team, the corporation, or were covers of songs from the Motown catalog, the group was not earning money from songwriting. So literally, they were earning this much money.
All that music.
When the contract ended in 76, the group signed a deal.
Kind of
with
like artists on Spotify today.
Kind of like that today. Yeah,
right?
Actually, less, I think.
Hey, what's the old expression? The more things change.
Yeah. The more they stay the same.
The group signed a deal with Epic Records in 76 with a royalty rate that was nearly 10 times higher than the rate that their Motown contract gave them. However, the band had to change their name to the Jacksons because, among other things, Motown owned the rights to the name Jackson 5. While the Jacksons continued to have several hits as Epic Record artists, none matched the popularity of the Motown hits, which sucks, but yeah. Read the fine print.
We're going to get to something here in a bit where I'm going to
Where do I sign?
shine a light on a couple things that I think some people aren't aware of. It's rock and roll is a vicious fucking game. It just is. And it sucks. And
It's because there's money to be made.
yep.
And everybody's got a hand in the pocket.
And not in a good way.
Isn't that what Alanis Morissette meant? And I've got one
Maybe.
hand in one hand in her own pocket.
Yeah.
I got one hand in your pocket.
Yes, and I thank you for that.
Oh boy.
I've got one hand in your pocket. When Billy Joel signed a 10-album recording contract, he probably thought he hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
My God, Mom, guess what? I signed a 10-album deal. Oh my God, that's great. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, that is like one of those, you're all excited. You're jumping up and down. You can't wait. And then all of a sudden, that's what your career turns out to be. That's
Lily
it.
runs out of the room screaming. There's a clown coming.
There's no clowns. That's a bicycle.
It's
a bicycle horn. No.
When Billy Joel signed a 10-album recording contract with Family Productions in 1971, he had no idea that he would almost immediately regret the decision and that it would haunt him for almost 2 decades. The trouble started with Joel's first album, Cold Spring Harbor, which was produced by Family Productions head Artie Ripp. Cold Spring Harbor was incorrectly mastered. Excuse me. Mastered at the wrong speed and gave Joel a much higher voice. Ripp claimed that it would cost too much money to fix and release the album anyways. Joel had signed away the ownership of the recordings and publishing of his music, so he had no recourse. The album was a commercial disappointment, and Joel considered a huge embarrassment. Okay. This is literally what happened.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now imagine this. You sign a 10-album deal.
Doggy.
A 10-album deal.
And then you probably go
A
drink.
10 and you go and the record is, it wasn't done cheaply. Like they put a really good band together. There's some songs that have like orchestra on it and everything. And so you were psyched, and they send you a copy and you call up all your friends.
Yeah.
And everybody's sitting around, they're all excited. And Billy Joel says that literally he put this on and he was sitting there like losing his mind. And one of his friends looked at him and said, "Why do you sound like a girl?" Mind. Could you imagine like heartbreak and disappointment that would cause you? I mean, there's no I can't imagine, dude, as a musician being like, you want to talk about, it's almost too sad to be a Spinal Tap moment.
Right.
It's a Spinal Tap moment for sure.
But
it's a really fucking sad one. So anyways, Joel was able to exit the toxic deal when Columbia Records bought out his Family Records contract in 1972, but Rip negotiated a 4% cut of the retail price of Joel's Columbia albums for the next 15 years. It's like, he could not get away from it. Even after nearly derailing Joel's career before it began, Rip reaped the benefits of Joel's huge success with Columbia in the 70s. In 78, Columbia had Walter Yenkoff purchased Joel's publishing from Rip and gave it to Joel as a birthday present. But the story didn't end there. Rip released a remixed, in quotes, a version of Cold Spring Harbor in 83 that finally corrected the album's pitch to further capitalize on Joel's superstar
What a
popularity.
piece.
Oh, now I can fix it.
And Michael Gold says there are hardcore Billy Joel fans who are still pissed at Artie Rip, who signed him to Family Productions.
It's as it's told in the his Behind the Music that they were touring. Well, he thought he was just going to be like a songwriter, and then other people were going to do his songs. And then he got into this 10-album deal, and it kind of spiraled before he knew what was happening. And so he's like, okay, I guess I'll be more kind of like Elton John or James Taylor or whatever. I'll be doing that thing.
Sure.
And it turned out that he didn't realize it, but he was a really dynamic live performer. So the shows were like really gaining momentum. People really loved it. But Family Records was collecting everything. He was getting paid $400 a week, and he had to pay the band.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's all he could make. Yeah, so there was a lot of ups and downs to that. Some crazy shit. Crazy shit. And rock and roll is a vicious game. Yep. Any comments? We want to say anything?
Just Michael, what I said about he's still mad.
Mike, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, I will get off the subject because I don't want to get
getting
Mike.
upset.
I don't want Michael to get upset. I don't want blow a gasket or something like that. That wouldn't be nice. So,
Do you have any? Do you want to talk about? No.
Lily,
Okay, let's talk about Van Morrison. 1967.
Van Halen, Morrison.
Just Van Morrison. Van Morrison walked into a recording studio in New York and recorded 31 songs, all of them awful. But that's what he wanted them to be, was awful. Because the star had become frustrated by his label, Bang Records, who wanted more pop hits in the vein of Brown Eyed Girl. And he was wanting to do more mystical jazz-inspired sounds, which that's what I heard when I saw him live. He barely played any of his hits, so that's what he wanted to do. Morrison's contract stipulated that he owed Bang Records exactly 36 songs. Van Morrison decided to record them all in one go.
Oh, boy.
The results are short, improvised, and angry, with Morrison's guitar slowly going out of tune as the sessions progress. So he's a little snarky.
Here you go.
The lyrics are bizarre. I can see by the look on your face that you got ringworm. He sings on ringworm. Do you want a Danish? He inquires on want a Danish. No thanks, I just ate. But this didn't work.
I gotta hear this
Brilliant.
track. Where is
That
this
is
album?
brilliant.
I have to get this
It
album.
didn't work. The songs were unreleased, and actually until 2017, so recently, within the last several years. He finally got out of the Bang record contract when the owner Burt Burns died of a heart attack.
Oh,
That's how he got out of the record deal.
wow.
It took somebody dying.
Yes.
I'm telling you, man.
That's
That
right.
sucks.
That is some
But you know what? That's
hard.
something I kind of feel like I would have done.
Do
I'd
you
like
like
to do
my
this.
shoes? They're brown shoes. I like your shoes. They're black shoes.
Oh my god, stop.
All right, next song.
Let's do this. I need some coffee.
I need some coffee.
Some coffee.
Oh my goodness. You guys okay. It's a song by Ray Wiley Hubbard. Rock and Roll is a Vicious Game.
Oh, see.
I've already picked today's lyrics with Loudini, but maybe I'll do Rock and Roll is a Vicious Game another time. If you would like me to hear me read lyrics, 'cause people have been asking me to do more of this reading lyrics.
I kind of think it's great.
So if there's certain lyrics you want to hear me read, let me know, and we will try to accommodate. We'll accommodate you. Just let me know what one song at a time, please. Like, come on,
I want him to do Welcome to the Jungle.
that could happen.
Speaking of lyrics, let me ask you this: Tenacious D, do they have a song that's something like "Fuck Me Slowly"? Really, I can hear myself really loud. But anyway, do they have a song?
Yeah, maybe. I think.
Okay. I was at work the other day. I work in a restaurant, and like 5 of our servers come running back to the office, going, "How do we turn the music off?" And I'm like, "Why?" They're like, "'Cause Tenacious D, he slowly."
Oh, yeah.
In the restaurant, I'm like, "Oh shit."
Bill Damiano wants you to read Barbie Girl.
Oh,
Well, I have already picked a song, but maybe I'll do Barbie Girl next week.
there you go.
So let's go
Get your
ahead.
requests in now.
Yeah, get your requests in now. I lost my notes. Okay,
no.
let's talk about Buck Cherry. I mean Chuck Berry.
Yeah, it took me the longest time to figure
Many
that out.
of the early rock and roll pioneers like Little Richard and Chuck Berry signed deals with their record labels that perhaps sounded good to them at the time. However, hindsight has proven them to be very poor decisions. To be fair, few artists at the time envisioned that the 2-minute song that they were writing and recording would remain popular for decades. So hindsight's always 20/20, right?
It is.
Little Richard's 55 anthem Tutti Frutti was a massive hit for Specialty Records, but the profits largely went to Art Roop, the owner of the label. He paid Richard only $50 for publishing rights to the song and gave Richard a paltry half cent for every record sold. Additionally, I could hear him talking, And Richard, you're going to get a whole half cent.
Think of all the records.
Additionally, some sources claim that Roop added his name as songwriter to the single under a pseudonym to make even more money off the record. As for Chuck Berry, the originator of rock guitar, had to share songwriting credit to his first hit, Maybelline, with other men, disc jockey Alan Freed and Chess Records creditor Russ Fratto, neither of whom had anything to do with the writing of the song. However, Berry eventually learned his lesson when it came to the business side of music. At the time of his death in 2017, Berry's estate was worth a reported $50 million.
It's all about
So,
the
hey,
money,
man,
honey.
Yep. He figured out how to turn it
Good
around.
for him. I wonder if he ever sold those Cadillacs for $20,000. Remember that
That if you would like to see a good documentary about Chuck Berry, Hail Rock and Roll.
Yeah, great documentary.
A lot of fun. And Lily, I see you're looking at the thing. Somebody making snide comments.
Michael Gold said, read the lyrics to Captain Jack. I'm writing things down for you here. So you have a
Okay.
list.
So, what's your next pick?
Badfinger.
Oh.
Oh my, that sounds rather naughty.
Hey, that's this one, Lou.
That's the bad one.
Yeah, that's a bad finger.
They were off to a promising start when they signed a record deal with Apple Records, the music label founded by the Beatles in '68. However, the band signed a disastrous management contract with American businessman Stan Poley, in which he received all of the band's money and paid them on salary.
Wow.
In addition to Polly's mismanagement of Badfinger's finances, he had signed the band to a new contract with Warner Brothers in '72 after Apple had financial troubles of its own. I don't know why we keep making dirty sounds.
Oh, I know.
Warner Brothers' contract stipulated that Badfinger had to release a new album every 6 months for 3 years. Is that a long time, or is that a short time?
No, that's a lot.
Despite having 4 hit singles before signing, the band members netted very little advance money from the contract. Worse off, Warner Brothers quickly became suspicious of Polly's financial management, and the band became engrossed with legal issues. Warner Brothers grew disillusioned by the entire situation and put very little effort into promoting the band. Badfinger only recorded 2 albums for Warner Brothers, and the second album, Wish You Were Here, was withdrawn after less than a year because of these issues.
Just like
Warner
that.
Brothers rejected the third album, and it was not released until 2000. Frustrated by the legal entanglements and learning that much of the money the band earned had been lost, bipolar guitarist Pete Ham committed suicide on April 24th, 1975.
Is that him doing it?
Yes, the financial issues continued, and in November '83, bassist Tom Evans also committed suicide shortly after an argument with bandmate John Mulland over the band's business matters. It was not until 2013 that the band's various financial issues were resolved.
Wow. I always liked Badfinger.
Yes. 2 died.
I guess there's no hope for a
There's
reunion.
some amazing vocals.
Yeah.
In, with those guys, man. They were the first band signed to Apple, I believe, after the Beatles. Yeah. So.
Well, that guy was a jerk.
He was a jag-off.
Whoa.
He's a jag-off. I don't mind saying it, Lou, here in front of you
And-
guys.
and-
Wash your mouth out with soap.
And I wash your mouth out with a Corona.
Okay.
There you are. It was my intention to make a note of the time when we went to
How's
the
that
different
working
things.
out
Of
for you,
course we
Lou?
didn't do that.
Look what I wrote down.
Nothing.
There you go.
Maybe it's invisible ink. I'm just saying.
Acme's disappearing, reappearing ink. Exactly.
Oh my God! I feel like at the end of Hot for Teacher. Oh my God!
Yeah, that's us.
You just always wanted to do that.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
you get the idea, right? We could go on and on and on and on. Is there anything you really want to tell?
No, there's nothing. I said all the ones I wanted to really say. I said extra.
So let's give let's kind of like explain, because people out there may be hearing this and kind of wondering like, what the fuck?
Why do bands keep doing
because
this?
well, did a thing about stupid and stuff like that, but there was a whole other kind of side to this. We did not do a thing about stupid decisions. We did a podcast on stupid musicians. Close
Sounded
enough.
similar.
It rhymed.
It's
Yeah,
sort of
I liked
rhymed.
it.
Stupid decisions, stupid
I'm not
musicians.
going to fight you on it.
There's a lyric in there, right? Stupid decisions, stupid musicians. I don't know,
Ooh.
maybe.
That's your
Write
next
down.
song.
Uh-huh.
But
It's gonna-
Yeah.
here's how it traditionally worked. Okay, for like the larger part of the music business, pop rock era. There's a 85-15 split. Record label gets 85%. The artist gets 15%. Okay, so after Napster came along and changed everything, the deals all changed, and then now the label currently has their hands in everything you do. So when you sign, they get the merch, they get the gate sales. They get like if there's merchandising made off of you, stuff like that. They get everything.
Got their dirty little fingers and everything.
Right. Okay. And then it's the artist's responsibility to like pay like their lawyers and their managers, tour expenses, band or side musicians, and all that. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. We're not done.
Oh.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Nice.
There's more. So what happens is similar to in publishing, where in book publishing, where the author is given an advance to kind of like, he proposes a great idea. The publisher gives him an advance to kind of work, but the advance comes off of what like the what they get paid for the book. So if the book doesn't do shit, then you could end up in hock. And this happens to a lot of bands. The same thing happens is the record label gives them a big advance. Some bigger than others, but depending on who you are, they give you a nice cut. To kind of get started, so you can like pay your expenses and everything while you work on the record and all that stuff. Okay, but it is a loan. Okay, it sounds like an advance, like like it's not it's not gifted to you at all. It's just a loan, and it's not a very good loan.
It's a scary loan.
As you're going to find out. Okay. There's just so much here to go through real quick. I'm trying to get through this. So what happens is your record has to do really well, or else you get screwed, because here's what happens is, so say you take an advance of $100,000 to do your record. Okay. And they put out the record and the whole thing, and the record, but the record label, they put money into, they give you advance, but they're the ones paying for all the distribution and making your brand and getting you photographed and blah 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 blah. So they gave you $100,000, they might spend another $300,000. So it's like $400,000 advanced invested in this, and then your record comes out and sells a few thousand copies. Okay. Well, they're gonna come looking at you from that 100,000.
Yeah.
So you owe us money.
Owe us. Yeah.
That's how this works. So what you have to understand though is well, before we get into that, there's a little bit more to it. So and there's a lot of horror stories surrounding it. It's like TLC filed bankruptcy records. So you think about a band like TLC, like a huge band.
Yeah.
They were bankrupt. Ice Cube left NWA because he wasn't getting paid. 30 Seconds to Mars were sued by their label for $30 million for not making a third album. Toni Braxton, she went bankrupt after selling millions of albums. Nsync and Backstreet Boys were desperate to get away from the toxic Lou Pearlman deal. That was who they signed. He kind of put them together, and it was really, really bad. It was not a good thing. Prince were to change his name,
Right? Remember?
and paint slave on his face, fighting over publishing and things like that. Yeah. So because what happens is when you record a record, you end up with a master. Okay. And that is like the whole thing, the performance, the songwriting, the recording, all of that. And many artists don't own their masters. When they sign away for that big advance, they also sign away the masters. So that means that the label owns the music and they can do anything with if they want. That's why sometimes some of your favorite beloved rock songs end up in television commercials for fucking toothpaste.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the words out.
For Claritin.
Yeah. Or Viagra.
Yeah, or that.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Fucking really,
Yeah.
Viagra?
Kia.
Yeah.
There's a Motley Crue song in a Kia commercial.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I remember I mentioned Napster coming along and changing music. Well, now the labels have their hands in the deals that they cut with the streaming services. See, they're even getting paid first there.
Oh my God. Yep.
And so, and we're not, and what they're doing is they're getting equity in the streaming services. So I tell you what, I think Spotify is going to very quickly become the place for podcasts more than music.
Just music.
It's really, that's going to be their bread and butter and not music. And the record labels have invested in that. So they want to get a return on it. So they're putting pressure on Spotify to do certain things in certain ways. So this makes this whole streaming thing like screwy. So you sure by now you probably hate the record labels, right? Boo, record labels suck. You boo, you guys are terrible. You're assholes, right? Okay, hold on. Hold the phone, Lucy. You have to look at it from a business perspective. The labels are a business, okay? To them, this is the music business. Music is like a little word, business is the big word. Okay, so because, see, here's what happens. The labels actually take most of the risk. Because these kids would never do anything if it wasn't for somebody coming in and getting them signed to a deal, grooming them, putting like thousands and thousands and thousands, maybe even $1 million, maybe even a few $1 million into their brand, and making sure that they're all over television and, in movies and everything. Just really like pushing and pushing and pushing them to get them in all these places, producing their albums, their videos, managing their social presence. So they spent a lot of money doing that, okay? And most of the time, it totally fails. 90% of the time, they spend $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million on somebody, and they don't do anything, and nothing ever comes of it, okay? So they've got to recoup expenses, so they go to their cash cows, okay? Those are the artists that do really, really well. The Lady Gagas and, the such as, really uber famous. They make that they're making bank at Taylor Swift.
Yep.
That's the only way they can survive. So the successful artists really are the ones who really like bitch about this the most. Because they feel like it's just complicated because they feel like they're like financing the labels venture capital schemes, or not schemes, but
Right.
their excursions into kind of seeing what kind of money they can make. And ironically, the whole system is socialism / communism, because these artists are essentially having to share all their stuff with people who never succeed at anything. So, which is exactly what Marxism is. And there's, of course, but in any case, I just think it's kind of a funny side note. So there's the reason we have superstars, and I'm just going to say it, the reason there is a Motley Crue, the reason there's a Van Halen, the reason there's a Led Zeppelin, the reason there's a Foo Fighters, the reason there's a Nirvana, the reason why there's anybody is that you love. And I'm talking about the real rock stars. I'm not talking about YouTube stars. I'm talking about the real rock stars that happened during the big classic rock 80s, rock 90s, rock early 2000s rock era. The only reason we have them is because of the labels. Look, I love Ani DeFranco. I love Fugazi. I really respect what they were doing all those years ago in the 80s, doing it, DIY. But they never, they're not household names like Eddie Van Halen, Ozzy Osbourne, right?
Correct.
Alanis Morissette.
Right.
You would not have that. And this is one of the things that why we love the classic rock era, et cetera, I don't know, we got to come up with a name for it like this. The golden era of rock, yes. Okay? The golden era. So the reason why we're such fans of that is because these artists were able to be so big. It was exciting to go see Led Zeppelin in a stadium. You know what I mean? Where, thousands and thousands of people, none of that stuff would have happened, without that kind of financial investment. And granted, there's a lot of people that would say that, well, we did have people in the business, higher ups in the business, like that were real music fans and we're really trying to, and I think that was true probably in the early part of it as well. But still, we needed those guys to finance this stuff, to bank this stuff, and to market it, because the artists themselves, just weren't going to be able to do that. So it is like a double-edged sword. There's like two sides to the sword. Are the is the balance unequal? When you see 85-15, or you think about these 360 deals, you might be really tempted to like really go like, this is really shitty, fuck these guys, they're being, but then you look at it from the other side.
Right.
Somebody has to make the investment, and they lose more than they win. So I don't really know how, which way is right and which way is wrong. There's good and bad on both sides of it, I guess. Very good people on both sides. Sorry, I wasn't making it. I was just like having some fun. But anyways, there you are. It can suck. Rock and roll is a vicious game.
It is.
As Ray Wiley Hubbard said.
So says the song.
Yes, so says the song. So we're going to do this day in music, but I think I'm going to do something else first.
No.
Oh boy.
For something completely different. Uh-oh.
It's time.
Oh, geez.
Me.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
High five.
All right, I'm going to need, for this, I need absolute silence.
I'll try.
No, I don't mean that. I want you
This is
guys
the
to
music.
laugh. Oh, I'm hoping you
Music.
guys will like laugh and joke around. I just couldn't deal with the music
I'm
going.
just
in
going
the
to
background.
stare at you.
We're all gonna laugh at you.
Do we need tampons?
Yes.
And I'm what? Why do I need a tampon?
Because I said,
They're all
We're all gonna
laugh.
laugh at you.
So we're gonna throw tampons at you like in a
See?
Oh.
come on, Lou. Get with
Plug
the
it up.
program.
Sorry, plug it up. Wow. I do not. I had a reason why I chose this song,
And now you don't know what it is.
but then I got high. But then I got high.
There you go.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't use marijuana. I'm high on life. So, but I don't remember. I did have a reason why I was going to use this song tonight, but
Okay.
but for some reason, but I don't remember what it was. So,
Remember.
the reason is you.
Oh.
Okay, so this is Poker Face by Lady Gaga.
Is that 3 words?
Well, wait.
What?
There's words in here that I didn't know were in here.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
So your attempt at double entendre or whatever
May
that
actually
might be called.
apropos.
Yeah, might
Oh, interesting.
be confirmed. But I can neither confirm nor deny this time.
Okay, let's
So
do
are
it.
you guys ready?
Let's do it.
This is Poker Face
Mm-hmm.
by Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Mama, 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 mum, 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 ma, mum,
Oh.
mum, mum, ma.
Oh, good. You got them all.
So I got them all.
Very good.
That's a lot there.
You all
So
right?
I need a break. I need to breathe. Maybe somebody could go in the next room and get me some water.
I'm gonna
That'd be
do that.
fantastic. I want to hold them like they do in Texas. Please. Woo! Fold them. Let them hit me. Raise it. Baby. Stay with me. I love it. Love game intuition. Play the cards with spades to start. And after he's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on his heart.
Oh, I can't wait for the sex part.
That's beautiful.
Sorry. Here we go. This is serious. Oh, whoa, oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. I'll get him hot, show him what I've got. Oh, whoa, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. I'll get him hot, show him what I've got. Can't read my, no.
Oh.
He can't read my poker face. She got me like nobody. Can't read my, no. He can't read my poker face. She got me like nobody.
He needs a beret.
Poker face. Fuck her face.
What?
Mum, ma. Poker face.
Right.
Fuck her face.
There's that thing again.
Mum, ma. Wow. There's a little bit more.
Okay.
This is this is really getting me in the feels, man. I'm serious. I want to roll with him. A hard pair we will be. Woo! A little gambling is fun when you're with me. I love it, woo. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. And baby, when it's love, if it's not rough, it isn't fun. Oh, Lady Gaga, you kinky. Your name should be Kinky Gaga.
Oh my.
Lady Kinky. Oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh. I'll get him hot. Show him what I've got. Oh, whoa, oh. I'll get him hot. Show him what I got. Can't read my, no, he can't read my poker face. Can't read my, no, he can't read my poker face. Poker face. Poker face. Ma. Poker face. Poker face. Ma. This is literally the lyrics.
Wow.
And there's like a whole bunch more. I'm not going to read it all, but there is one more verse that's not just pa or fa. Ma mooey.
Baba Booey.
I won't tell you. Howard Stern's penis. I won't. That's not in there. Howard Stern's penis is not in this song. I won't tell you that I love you, kiss you, or hug you, cause I'm bluffing with my muffin. That's literally the words.
I knew that.
I'm not lying. I'm just stunning with my love glue gunning. Just like a chick in the casino. Take your bank before I pay you out. I promise this. Check this hand, because I'm marvelous. And then from there, we can't read her poker face. And then it's
100
like,
times.
then pa and then fa and
It's
all that.
very repetitive.
So, so in case you had never heard or were unaware
Or
of the
knew
lyric,
the lyrics.
you know, I was going to say what your children are listening to, but no, this is what you were listening to as a child.
Yeah.
This song is like that old now.
Yeah, I was living in Florida when this came out. That was a long ass time ago.
So please send in your songs,
We have 3.
and I will.
You really need to watch Lou's face as he's reading this because
It's really the best.
I think one of the things, and this is okay. So we're gonna do like we're gonna pretend like the audience isn't here. We're gonna like have a little quick chat. I think what I need to do, is to like to have stuff on actual paper.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's like, I just think it would just be easier, like, and I could highlight and you know, this is like
back
a
in the old
computer.
days.
Yeah.
wrote
There's
stuff
certain
on
things
paper.
that you can't replace. You know, sometimes you just got to have something written down on a piece of paper. You just can't do it the other way. But I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I put a lot of effort into it.
Yes, you did.
And now it's time for one of our favorite segments here all the time.
To see what the Beatles did today.
What did the Beatles do today? I wanted to let you guys know too. We have we publish show notes with the podcast every week, and if you go to LoudiniRockAndRollCircus.com, you can find out more how to see that. And I always put links to the stuff we talk about. In particular, I took a lot from a video on YouTube. And I put a link to it. It's just why your favorite musicians are broke. And it's really good. So kudos to that. And there's a bunch of other links in there if you want to read more about some of these crazy business dealings, etc. So it is time for This Day in Music.
This Day in Music.
And what the Beatles did today.
Yeah.
Or what?
In other words, yeah.
But we're not going to start with the Beatles.
No.
We're going to start with a guy who I don't think this guy was a victim of that record label thing. I think that he did very, very well for himself.
Okay.
Elvis Presley appeared at the 4,000 seated YMCA gymnasium in Lexington, North Carolina. Also on the bill, Mother Maybelle and the Carter Sisters, featuring June Carter, Rod Brashford, Hal, and Ginger. Tickets cost $1 for general admission and $1.50 for reserved seats.
Wow.
What a lineup, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mother Maybelle, the Carter Sisters, and Elvis.
What year was that?
It was 1956.
1950. So $1, $1.50, $1.50. That was like $300. So you pretty much got your money's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah? No.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
No?
no.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something and you interrupted me, but I can't.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't mean it like that.
Just turn my mic
I
off.
sounded like I was being shitty. I wasn't. I was just like, just like spacing out today. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm a space cadet. Just call me Spacely.
You better pick which one you're going to read there.
Well, which one do you want? Which one do you want? You want this one or you want this one?
64 is better.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Oh, I know what I wanted to say real quick. I was talking about Elvis. That was from 1956. There is a great collection called Elvis 56, and it's all his records were released in 56. It's very, very good because they're remastered. They did not speed them up to make it sound like a girl like Billy Joel, but they remastered them. You could, and one of the things I bought it and we played it on the big speakers, and Stu and I were listening, and we were like, "Holy shit, you can hear the bass."
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow. And it really, it's like, you get the feeling like if you were maybe standing in the room while they were recording, it really sounds great. It sounds fantastic. So if you can, you can get it on CD. I'm sure you can find it on the internet. But anyways, 1964, the Beatles, after I Want to Hold Your Hand had held the #1 position on the U.S. singles chart for 7 weeks, the Beatles started a 2-week run at #1 with She Loves You. Could you imagine being alive during that time?
It's crazy.
And there's like their appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show. And I'm sure because you read a lot of rock documentaries.
Yeah.
I think everyone that I've read, I haven't read that many, but the handful I've read, everyone talks about
cites
seeing
that.
that is the thing that might let me go, maybe want to go like, what's going on here? Like Elton John, it's even in the Elton John movie.
Yeah.
So I mean.
It was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, so the Beatles. I mean, we have a lot of fun with that, but on this day, 1971, Led Zeppelin appeared at the Boat Club. Nice
Wow.
Boat Club. They came out there in their leisure suits and
Little hats.
they were just they sipped martinis and they performed "Stairway to Heaven," Black Dog, Going to California, or excuse me, not Going to California, Going to California.
Wow.
I went there. Zeppelin opened the set with Immigrant Song and Heartbreaker. With the Immigrant Song and Heartbreaker, the small club on the banks of the River Trent. Along the banks of the River Trent it was, is what I had.
I kind of felt that was coming.
Had also seen performances by Elton John, Black Sabbath, the Sex Pistols, and Rod Stewart.
The Sex Pistols were allowed there.
Oh,
Wow.
they're a little more liberal over there, I think, than at the time. David Cassidy. The BBC banned all teeny bopper acts appearing on UK TV show Top of the Pops after a riot following a David Cassidy performance.
I'll bet.
Ah, man. The late, great
He was such a dreamboat.
For some reason, I got on a jag
EJ.
on YouTube a while ago. I don't know. No, actually, it wasn't that long ago. Maybe it was last week, a week or so ago, where I just was landed on something about David Cassidy.
Right.
So I ended up watching 4 or
Gone
5,
on the dark
the dark web. And, yeah. It's the only where you hear about David Cassidy. He's on the dark web. And he's just kind of a sad dude, unfortunate.
Yeah.
He didn't really kind of grow old gracefully and stuff. He struggled with alcohol. He pretended to have dementia so that people wouldn't find out he was still
Oh,
drinking.
really?
Yeah.
That's
he went on
dedication.
Dr. Phil.
That is
There's a whole
dedication
Dr.
right
Phil
there.
episode about him having dementia, and so
Yeah.
it's all
I
really
didn't
sad
know
and
that.
everything.
I vaguely
And then it turns
remember
out,
that, yeah.
no,
he's
he
just
didn't
drunk.
No, I was just drunk.
He's a dirty liar.
I mean, like,
God bless him.
That's what I'm going to say next time I drink too much.
No, I got dementia.
I mean, like, I don't really know how to feel about that. Like, in some ways, it takes a lot of fucking balls to kind of like, oh,
Who's
shit.
going to question him, though? Oh, David, we're so sorry.
I know, it's kind of brilliant.
Is that beer on your breath? I don't know.
This is what dementia smells like. Oh, wait, I got a better one. I got a better one. Dementia. The smell of it.
Oh my God. Get out of my face.
It's like a new cologne.
It is, yeah. That's going to be my scent.
It's
Like
like
when I
gonna be
market
your
my
scent?
San Loudini, it'll be called Dementia.
Dementia. Smells like a mixture of alcohol.
It, it smells like Vicks Vapor Rub and Bengay.
God help me.
I'm losing my mind. You have to stop. Kevin, you have to stop right now.
Him.
We're trying to do a podcast. You're making me laugh. Oh, no laughing.
Sorry.
Like, do you ever laugh so hard you start crying?
He's doing it now.
Yeah.
REO Speedwagon in 1981 went to number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Keep On Lovin' You, the group's first top 40 hit and first number 1 and number 7 hit in the UK.
There you go.
Very nice. Okay, and this day in 1987, woo, go the 80s. U2 scored their third UK number 1 album with The Joshua Tree, featuring singles Where the Streets Have No Name, I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. The album became the fastest selling in UK history and the first album to sell over 1 million CDs, spending a total at 156 weeks on the UK chart. Yeah, it was the first one to sell over over 1 million CDs. CDs in 1987 were new.
Yeah, brand new.
Fresh.
Brand new.
Super expensive.
Yes.
This is a little sad one. We'll read a happy one after this.
Okay.
On this day in 1991, Leo Fender, the inventor of the Telecaster and Stratocaster guitars, died from Parkinson's disease. He started mass producing solid body electric guitars in the late 40s, and when he sold his guitar company in 65, sales were in excess of $40 million a year. $40 million a year and $65 is a lot.
Right.
Yeah. And there's actually more people buying Fender guitars nowadays than it's still the number 1 selling brand.
Yeah.
I saw a funny heard a funny quote from about Leo Fender saying, criticizing. He was giving a talk at one of the NAMM shows or something, and he said, yeah, Gibson, those guys haven't come up with anything original in 50 years. He was always like poking his, he was getting little jabs at Gibson. He couldn't help himself. He was like a kind of like a feisty old dude. It's a good dude.
That's great. Thanks, Leo.
Oh,
no.
Okay, real quick. 2000, Kurt Cobain and the Happy Monday singer Shawn Ryder both beat older stars such as Keith Richards and Keith Moon in a League of Rock and Roll excess compiled by UK Music Weekly melody maker Liam Gallagher, Robbie Williams, Courtney Love, and Marilyn Manson, all featured in the top 10. Michael Jackson's interior decorator told the Times newspaper the singer kept 17 life-size dolls, adult and child sizes, all fully dressed in his bedroom for company.
I get lonely sometimes.
Ozzy Osbourne, on this day in 2004, was named the nation's favorite ambassador to welcome aliens to planet Earth.
This sounds right to me.
Yeah.
I am not making it up. It's right here.
It's right there.
I mean, they wouldn't put. I mean, it's on the internet, right? It's got to be true.
It's got to be true.
55-year-old singer topped of poll is face the people that want to represent them to alien life. The poll of internet users, well, here you go, figure it out. The internet users was carried out following the discovery of signs of water on Mars. Ozzy won 26% of the vote. A spokesman from Yahoo News said, as the world waits desperately for signs of alien life, we decided to ask our users who they thought was best suited for this most auspicious of roles. Ozzy is a great choice, but I'm not sure that the Martians would make of his individual approach to the English language.
So then they speak Aussie.
There you go.
Speak some Aussie. Okay, and we have a few little birthdays here.
There you go.
Solomon Burke, American preacher and singer, known as the King of Rock and Soul, had the had the 61 U.S. number 24 single, Just Out of Reach of My Open Arms. Got to Get You Off My Mind was another song he had. He died in 2010. Happy birthday to Solomon Burke. Chip Taylor, American songwriter,
nice.
noted for writing Angel of the Morning and Wild Things for the Trogs.
Or the Frogs, because the Muppets redid it as the Frog.
Oh, I see what they did there. I get it. I'm picking them up.
Where am I? Okay, when I say 2 Tickets to Paradise, what do you think, Pittsburgh Kevin?
I think of Eddie Money. That's my final answer.
That's your final. So you're going with Eddie Money?
Yes.
Lily, what's the answer?
It's Eddie Money. Doc.
Happy birthday to you.
How much did I win?
Nothing.
Oh.
You win nothing.
You get nothing. You lose.
Good day, sir.
American singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist Eddie Money, who is well known for the 70s, 80s songs like Baby Hold On, 2 Tickets to Paradise, Maybe I'm a Fool. Money died of cancer in 2019, age of 70. Roger Hodgson. I always just call him Roger Hodgkinson's, but that's a terrible disease.
Well, it's sort of one. You didn't really say it right.
Hodgkinson's is. Is you ever get on the sheets? The sheets is.
Get some dogs.
Just like giant eagles. You know, people say giant
eagles.
Sorry.
How
people
many are you going?
Never
to?
mind. Okay.
All right.
English musician, singer, songwriter Hodgson's known former co-frontman with the band Supertramp.
There you go.
Composed and sang majority of their hits such as Dreamer, Give a Little Bit, Breakfast in America, Take the Long Way Home, Logical Song, It's Raining Again. Happy birthday to Roger.
Happy birthday.
Conrad Lozano, bassist for Los Lobos. Happy birthday.
Oh, look at that.
Russell Tompkins from the Stylistics. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Robert Johnson's.
What? The Robert Johnson?
Robert Johnson, singer with American
Johnson's.
disco and funk. Johnson.
Say,
Robert Johnson.
Well, there's a Robert Johnson. He
Not
did not
Johnston.
sing Johnston. Oh, it's Johnston.
No, it's
Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson, like the blues guy, but it's not him.
It's not that
This
one.
is this was a singer with the American disco funk group Casey and the Sunshine Band.
What did he do in the band?
He was a singer. Saying that's why I like
But
it.
not Robert Johnson at the Crossroads.
No, not that one.
Yeah,
I guess so.
yeah, wouldn't that been great? Wouldn't that be great? Like Whips pulls the mask off.
Yeah.
And
It's me.
I made a deal with the devil.
I'm going to live forever and sing with Casey and the
Just like in
Sunshine Band.
Scooby-Doo, he takes his face off.
All right, there you go.
Oh my goodness
Sorry to get
gracious.
so confused.
Keith Palmer.
It's dementia.
He has dementia. He has
I
dementia.
have dementia. That's why I was so confused.
Is that why?
That's
Is
why.
that it?
That's why.
Or is that the excuse
Where's the
you're
bottle
using?
opener?
Rochelle Humes from the Saturdays. Happy birthday to her. She was born in 1989.
Hey, youngster.
She's a young world.
Hey, you
Snapper.
whippersnapper.
Snapper.
Oh, boy.
Oh my goodness! So I hope you guys liked Poker Face. I hope you gained a little insight about.
I like the poker face.
There it is. I have
Hey,
not had
Kevin.
enough to drink.
Hey Kevin.
Yeah.
Hey Kevin.
Yeah.
Liquor in the front, poker in the rear.
Oh, my God. Joke is older than you.
So, 19. That was the year you were born. What year were you born? 1989. What year were you born?
No, she was
81.
81.
I thought you were born in 1989.
Are you serious?
Still much
'Cause
younger.
you're always
than
like,
us.
oh, that's right. You were really young in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were just born.
He's just
Yeah.
born to.
Okay. It's not like you didn't exist yet in the 80s.
Correct.
You have to forgive Lou. He's got dementia.
He sure does.
I can smell it. Smells like
Smells like.
depends.
Depends.
Stale beer
Still.
and cigarette butts.
So what are we doing this week? What are you doing this week? What do you have coming up? You doing anything?
Firehouse Thursday.
Firehouse Thursday.
That's actually all I have, to be honest with you.
Oh, you're gonna go see the band Firehouse.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go to Fire.
actually go down to the
I thought you were going to Firehouse Subs. You know what I mean?
Why
Like,
would I go to Firehouse
Cannonsburg
Subs?
Volunteer Fire Department down the street and that.
I mean, there could be a photo shoot involved in that, but no. Going to see the band Firehouse on
Oh,
Thursday
that's
at
cool.
Jurgles.
There you
very
go.
nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
They need to move Jurgles closer to us.
They do.
Like
Need
right
to
down
move
the
it closer.
street.
Exactly, so I can walk.
Jerkles. Jerkle Urkel.
Did I do that?
Vince Ornato, Giant Eagles, could you be more Pacific?
Go Vince. Vince is a great caricaturist in Pittsburgh. Good to hear from you, buddy. I haven't talked to you in a while. Hope you're doing good. So, Kevin,
Yeah, hey, what's
you're
up?
not gonna do anything this week. Nothing,
Nah,
nothing
nothing.
major.
Yeah, the usual. You know, I'm on my laundromat tour. I go.
Still trying to find the best one in Canonsburg.
Appear at
The
different
creme de la
laundromats.
creme.
Yeah, find out which one has the best candy machine. You know, the best cable TV.
Maybe that we should call the band Candy Machine.
I bet you there's probably a band out there called.
That's
Candy
a good name for a band,
I
Candy
bet
Machine.
you somewhere.
That's a great name for a band.
Fistful of assholes.
Well, the fistful of
assholes. Oh my!
Fistful
Appearing
of-
with Satan's gremlins.
a mouthful. Let's see, and a
great.
handful of ass. From what was that? That's not from Full Metal Jacket. That's from Heartbreak Ridge.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But speaking of, anyway, so LoudiniRockRollCircus.com, wolfscustoms.online, rockridgeradio.com, download the app. And speaking of band names,
Oh boy.
bands with like terrible names.
Oh,
The album we're going to talk about next week, this is a really cool band, but they have a terrible name.
yeah.
Audio Slave.
Oh,
It's a terrible name for a band.
huh.
That's terrible.
Write that down, Lily. Make a note.
This is their first album. It's the like most well known.
By audios.
Audio Slave by Audio Slave. And I was, you know how when you're working you're working with some guys and you're picking songs for a cover band. And you're trying to figure out where everybody's head is, you know. So this is leaning definitely in the direction of the really like heavier type rock, not really metal, but just the heavier type rock. So,
Right.
so you're thinking, you're kicking around, you know, could we do this? Could we do that? And yeah, this would definitely right up our alley. I'm going to propose that we do an Audio Slave song. But so it got me thinking about this. I was listening to a bunch of their songs, and I'm going like, why we've never talked about this album? And guess what?
What?
This will be the first album that we ever had for Album of the Month from this century.
Wow.
It is.
That's amazing.
It is.
Wow.
Also doesn't surprise me.
This is yeah. All the other ones have been 20th century albums. This is the first one that is from the 21st century.
Cool. See? We're just-
Yay!
We're modernizing.
So,
Or the frog.
well, you know, if somebody would release some good fucking music, no, I'm just kidding. We may go to that. Like, I would be totally up for like review. You know, picking like as long as it's rock, you know, something, you know, relatively current, you know,
Yeah.
but something really, really good.
Right.
Like, you know, not just something that like, you know, they did like one record and it just came out last year, you know,
Right.
but like, I mean, we could put a cutoff of 10 years. So it would have to be from anything from 2012 back or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how we
You're
would
just spitballing.
spitballing ideas about how we might do it. We don't even have to be super strict about it, but it should have some time to where people are still like thinking about it. Like, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be like, who did that? I don't remember them. Like, it should be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that or something
Right.
like that, you know, kind of thing. So check out our show notes because we have tons of extras and things that couldn't get to, or get you into more detail about this topic if you liked it. LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com is the website. Go there. Also go to LouLombardiMusic.com. Either one will get you a lot of very cool stuff. Lily V6, your show is
Hot Licks with Lily 6, Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Just go to rockridgeradio.com or download the app for free on your phone. Also, I have a very fun interview coming up. I interviewed Udo from Accept, so that will be coming up in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that.
Cool.
Do you know who? Every time you say Udo, the first Udo I think of is the horror actor Udo Kier. Is that his name? I'm talking about.
I know who you mean. I don't know that.
He was in those like bunch of those old like
Well,
you know, Italian horror films in the like late 70s, early 80s, and then he's he usually, like, if you see him in a movie like currently, it's like, oh, B. This is a B movie. Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
no,
you know.
Dirk Schneider is the last name who I interviewed.
Yeah, that's right. He is
And-
from, the homeland.
I have
yeah.
to have you listen to it. It's great.
Oh, cool.
He was fun.
All right, everybody. You've been listening to Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Chris Thunderwolf Dodds at Wolf's Customs. We really appreciate you, man. You take care. Michael Goltz, thank you for chiming in tonight. Vince Ornato, good to hear from you as well. And stay free. We'll catch you on the next Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.